Okay, Namo Narayana. So did any of y'all try that sensation meditation?
Not me.
Uncle, I can't hear you. You're muted.
No, I could not download. I could not open that.
Oh,
So I don't know about Dr. Saab and Saroj. I don't know.
it is, you have to only say open because it's a document file. Of course, if you are on iPad, I don't know about, how iPad.
Yeah, I was on iPhone. I am having iPhone also, so I use that iPhone. But
Ah,
I could not. I mean, when I started, there was no sound. It was not moving at all.
oh, my goodness.
For me, it happened. But we can ask from Dr. Saab.
Because I was sending it from my computer, you see. So from my computer, what I can do is I can send it again because I have saved it on my phone. Because I recorded it on the computer.
But you
We
could
can
open
check
it.
up with Dr. Saab whether he opened it.
Did Anita, were you
No.
able to open?
I could not open it.
Okay, so I will try to send it again. We won't spend time on it here. Uh, yeah, because most likely what will happen first time you hear, you will go to sleep. So then you will have to sleep well, get up, and then listen again. And 2, 3 times when you do, and then you comment. Yeah, I'll send it to you again. Now it's saved on my phone.
Because I
But
find this meditation is very important now. At least I feel I need some meditation for at least 1 hour, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening.
it is good, it is very good to do. Okay? This meditation is actually meant to make you very sensitive um, to be here. So you are not using your mind to interpret or to analyze or to react or to judge. You just learn to let go of all of that and just be here. And the anchor for that is your sensation in your body. Or you can even make it your breath. So earlier, what used to happen when I do this sensation thing, especially after this cancer treatment, I still get a lot of discomfort in my body. The extreme discomfort is there. So the
Yeah.
tendency will be to get away from it. I don't want it. So then I will shift my position, I will do something, I'll get up, I'll stop meditating, etc.
No,
Now
Guru
I've
Maji,
learned to stay with
Guru
it.
Maji, one question.
Hmm.
Because when we were actually, Dr. Saab said we started learning about Adhyatmik, so I remember we used to go to his house in the early morning around 5:30, 6 o'clock or 6:30. And there was a dhyan, it was written in a paper which I got about a couple of days back in my paper. So there, what Dr. Saab taught us, you just sit down and imagine the dincharya that you got up, you went to the fridge and you opened the fridge and there was something. You went to FRI, you went for a walk. So this is a dhyana. So is that the meditation which you are thinking? Sensation, sensation that is
Your
different.
voice is very soft. We can barely, I can't make out what you're saying. Huh?
Oh, I see.
Try, maybe the connection or
That's
something.
clear.
Maybe.
So speak slowly. Maybe then we can be able to make out. Huh? The internet connection sometimes, can give this problem. So you can speak slowly, then probably each word will come without getting jumbled into the other. Huh?
So maybe myself and Saroj we are on the same Wi-Fi. Maybe that may be one of the creating a problem.
You can speak slowly. So basically, Uncle, meditation is of many different types and depends on what is your purpose for doing meditation. Many times people will meditate for their health, in which case the purpose is just to relax. When you relax, then your health improves. So a lot of stress is let go of when you relax. So a lot of meditation is for relaxation. Some meditations like this particular one I am talking about is for training you to stay in the moment, whatever that moment is, with whatever sensation you are having, without trying to judge it or analyze it or react to it. So you just become an observer, nothing else. You are simply there, and so you're using the sensation of your body, because you need to be observing something, no? If we start, so we observe only the sensation of the body. So I will tell you all what my experience was. So when I was doing this, I would experience a lot of discomfort, because usually in the daytime I am busy with something or the other. My attention is not on the body. Therefore, I don't know what kind of sensations are there in the body. But when I sat down to actually pay attention to the sensation, Bhatia uncle has disappeared. Maybe their net is giving them a problem. So when I would try my best, when I would give attention to the sensation, I found that there is a lot of discomfort in my body. And my automatic response to the discomfort was that I want to get away from it. So I want to get up, I want to distract myself in some way or the other. I was not able to just be a simple observer. I would react to the sensation in my body, or I will try to analyze it. कि ये क्यों ऐसे डिस्कम्फर्ट है, क्योंकि शायद मैंने ऐसे किया होगा, शायद इसके कारण है, शायद उसके कारण है. So the analytical mind will come into play, or I will judge. So it depends. If it is thoughts, then you become judge. You try to judge it, or you analyze, you react to the whole thing. So to be just an observer was the training that I got from this particular meditation. Just be an observer. I need something to observe. So then I use the sensation in my body, because it's the easiest thing, to sense our body is easy. So using sensation, learning to be just an observer. What happens is, when you drop that analysis, or you drop your judgment, or you drop whatever story you have about your sensation, your mind, there is a big spaciousness inside. You actually experience a tremendous expansion as an observer. There is a feeling of great peace, even though the sensation is not peaceful at all. The sensation is very uncomfortable, because I get a lot of burning sensation because of the nerve damage. Sensation is very uncomfortable. But because of the particular type of meditation of learning to label it, that this is feeling sensations, or I am seeing thoughts and images. So what happens is, you feel big spaciousness inside. You realize you are not your sensation. It's a very experiential learning. You realize you are not your sensation. You are the space in which sensation is taking place. You are the awareful space in which your sensation is taking place. And you are not the sensation, you are independent of the sensation. This kind of a discovery takes place. You're able to detach from the sensation and actually recognize this is anatma. It is not only cognitive, it's kind of a learning experience, experiential learning. What I am calling now is experiential learning. Okay? And you feel very, very peaceful. You're very peaceful with your very not peaceful sensation. Okay? And then, because of all the Vedanta study, you are able to recognize that you are that peaceful space of awareness in which the sensation is arising. In fact, you are that, essence of that observer. And you are nothing but space. You are very, very spacious, very expanded, So this was a very big and very nice meditation for me, very simple, with lot of experiential learning. But it was not so easy initially because there was so much discomfort. Okay? Even now, there's a lot of discomfort. Okay? But I have learned not to go with that discomfort and then react to the discomfort. Okay? So I call it as experiential learning. Yeah. So that was also, you all can try it out. I will try to again send it to you. Yeah, it was only 16 MB, so it's easy to share. Okay, so now we'll do our prayer. Where are the prayers? I will share. I will say it and then I will say the whole verse, okay? And then you can say. So that way there won't be too much of, because somehow Zoom is not able to coordinate the voices together. Okay? Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakrito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam
Sutra
Bhashyakrito
Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah.
Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam.
Sadashiva Arambha
Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam.
Bhagavanta, can't hear.
Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beda Vibhagine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha.
Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Om Shri Dayanandeshwaraya Namaha. Now we'll do the other one. We'll do verses 1 and 2. हे भगवान इसको कैसे निकाले कंट्रोल्स को. We'll do verses 1 and 2 and then we'll go jump to 6 and 7. Yeah. Shri Harim Paramanandam
Hari Paramanandam
Upadeshtaramishwaram
Parsheraravishwaram.
Some sound is coming, from the back. Vyapakam sarvalokanam
Sarvalokanam
Karanam tam namamyaham.
Karanam tam namyamyaham.
Aparokshanubhutirvai
Aparokshanubhutirvai
Prochyate moksha siddhaye
Prochate moksha siddhaye
Sadbhiresha prayatnena
Sadvedeshasa pratyena
जो क्लास करती हूँ ना मैं नहीं
Muhurum
वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः
Vikshaniya muhur.
Now I'm going to 6 and 7. Okay. Sadaiva vasana tyagaha
सदैव वासना त्यागः
शमोऽयमिति शब्दितः
शमोऽयम् इति
यं
शब्दितः
निदिशब्दितः
निग्रहो बाह्यवृत्तीनां
निग्रहो बाह्यवृत्तीनां
दम इत्यभिधीयते
संमितम इत्यभिधीयते
विषयेभ्यः परावृत्तिः
विषयेभ्यः परावृत्तिः
परमो परतिर्हि सा
परमो परतिर्हिसा
सहनं सर्वदुःखानां
सहनं सर्वदुःखानां
तितिक्षा सा शुभा मता
तितिक्षा सा शुभा मताः.
Nice, no? Very nice. Eh? Now let's come to our verse today. So Swamiji was talking about Uparati and saying that in Uparati is the state where the mind is tranquil. There is no effort being made to be tranquil, which is Shama. In Shama, we will make the effort to be tranquil, okay, through right understanding. In Dhamma, we are not able to quite succeed, and so the sense organs, are going out to act. So we will stop, we will restrain that action. And in Uparati here, it is an abiding tranquility. Okay, abiding. Can you hear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then he pointed out that Uparati as sannyasa. He was talking about Upade, and he talked about two types of sannyasa: Vividisha sannyasa and Vidvat sannyasa. Vividisha sannyasa is sannyasa taken for the sake of gaining this knowledge, meaning the person has led a dharmic life, and after leading a dharmic life has, for whatever reason, decided that now will want to concentrate fully on study and nothing else. So that person vidhivat, with all proper vidhi, he takes sannyasa, and the purpose is for gaining this self-knowledge. Vidvat sannyasa is the person who recognizes, as I said last time, that I am not a karta. Okay, I am not a bhukta, because I am changeless consciousness. Being changeless, I can't be karta, I can't be bhukta. I am that changeless, boundless, okay, having no boundary at all. That consciousness I am. That is the recognition of the person. Therefore, he is got vidvat sannyasa, meaning he already knows. So it doesn't mean he has to take the orange robe or anything like that. He can be in grahasthashram, he can be anywhere, and he would still be a sannyasi, because real sannyasa is that recognition alone. Iti. Then Swamiji talked about, this Vividisha sannyasi, why should he take sannyasa? He talked about duty, because in our tradition, every ashrama is based on certain type of duties that you have to do. And so then it's a duty-based life. And a duty-based life can be very demanding on your time, on your energy. And so if you don't have the time to give to knowledge, then Shastra says, okay, if you have enough vairagyam and you have discovered that you want only knowledge and you don't want anything else, then you can go ahead and take sannyasa. Then now we come to this interesting portion where Swamiji says, this is on page 87. I think we stopped here. Freedom from free will is the only freedom.
Yeah,
That's
we have
where
to
we
start
have
from
to
here.
start from there.
Yes.
About a yogi here, Sarojanti, we are on page 87.
Yes.
Huh?
Freedom from
Freedom from evil is the only freedom. वो paragraph मैं read कर रही हूँ. About a yogi here, meaning a wise person, Lord Krishna says, Sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mahi vartate. No matter what he does, this person who is a jnani, he always abides in me. Such a beautiful way of putting it, no? Because this person has recognized that I am not different from Lord. My truth is Lord. Lord is my truth. You know, Lord is the changeless consciousness that is present here. And that is what is my truth. That will never go away from me. That is my truth, Iti. And therefore, when he recognizes this, naturally he is always abiding in the Lord. There's nowhere else he can abide. Even the body mind sense complex is nothing but the Lord, you know. Even while he is doing his vyavahara, if he is in his body mind sense complex, he knows that is also Lord only. So he never abides anywhere else. He abides only in the Lord. This is the ultimate sannyasa, which comes when all free will is gone. Very beautiful. Okay. So let's look at free will. Swamiji will talk about it later, that free will is a product of ignorance. So let me tell you, what do we use our free will for? Why do we use our free will, or what do we use it for? क्यों हम use करते हैं free will?
No, when I say I have got a free will, I want to use it in the sense there's a freedom of speech is as per the constitution. So I can use that my free will of whatever I want to say about the leaders, about my prime minister. So I am actually in a way that I have read that Swamiji is telling it is not a free will, it is a type of bandhan for you. Because you are using.
Let's look at it this way. Why do we use free will? We use free will to make choices. Right? We have choices in front of us and we will use our free will. I may choose to say something, I may choose not to say something. I may choose to do something, I may choose not to do something. So always vikalp is there, choices are there, and we use our free will to make choices. And why do we make choices? Because we want, let Soni uncle, he needs to talk to someone. Why do we make choices? Because we want to make our life better. Why will I make a choice? I will make a choice because I want something in my life to improve. I'll say, ये करने से मेरा अच्छा होगा, ये नहीं करने से मेरा अच्छा नहीं होगा. मैं एक्सरसाइज करूंगी तो आई विल बी हेल्दी, मैं एक्सरसाइज नहीं करूंगी तो आई विल बी अनहेल्दी, इसलिए मैं एक्सरसाइज करूंगी. मैं प्रोटीन खाऊंगी तो मेरे मसल्स बढ़ेंगे. ओके, मैं प्रोटीन नहीं खाऊंगी तो मैं वीक रहूंगी. लाइक दैट हम चॉइसेस क्यों बनाते हैं? वी मेक चॉइसेस सो दैट वी विल फील better. There will be some improvement in our life by our choice. Okay, that means we make choices for our well-being. For our sense of well-being, we will make choices. Now, behind that choice, what is the thought about I? The thought about I is I am not okay. And by doing this or by doing that, I will be okay. I will become better. Something will improve. So to make some improvement in I, it is centered on I, you know. My thought about I, my choices are centered often on that. We are talking only about those choices. Those kind of choices, definitely I will use my free will to make a choice which will contribute to my idea of my well-being. Iti. Okay, so I will make the choice. Okay, so what is the behind it is my thought that right now something can be improved. I can be improved. In some way, I will be improved. Okay, so free will is based on the idea that I am requiring some kind of improvement. We're talking about that when free will is used for those things, right? That I am going to be better by this. Now, if you look at this, supposing I say I am going to be better by doing exercise. What is going to be better? Body will be better. But I am equating I to body. Therefore, I say I am going to be better by doing exercise. I am going to be better by eating protein. What is going to be better? Body is going to be better. Right? So my I is being equated to the body, and definitely body is going to improve by exercise. Body is going to improve by exercise. But what Shastra is saying is I going to improve? Iti, that is the question here. So free will is based on ignorance. Ignorance of myself being consciousness that is Purnam, that is limitless. When that ignorance is there and I take myself to be the body and the mind, then obviously I need to use free will. There will be a huge need from inside. And if my free will is curbed, I will get very angry because obviously my well-being is being curbed. I am being stopped from my own well-being. The person will get very angry. Yeah. So now let's look at what Swamiji says, because it's really something. Eh? This is the ultimate sannyasa which comes when your free will is gone. Lord Krishna seems to give some kind of immunity to this person, saying that the person can do anything. But Lord Krishna knows that the wise person cannot do just anything, because wisdom means that free will is gone. Wisdom means that free will is gone. My God, what a statement. ये तो हम कांप उठते हैं ये सुनेंगे तो. So, free will is a product of ignorance, and freedom from the need to exercise this free will is the only freedom. Two very big sentences. We'll look at it again. Wise person cannot do just anything because wisdom means that free will is gone. Wisdom means discovering that I am Purna. The I is Purna. Not body is Purna. Not mind is Purna. Okay? But I, meaning consciousness, which I basically am, I is Purna. If I is Purna, then where is the need to use free will to be better? Because I am already the best. I can't be better than Purna. It's not possible to be better than Purna, So the person having discovered that Purnatvam, free will is gone. Now the person, that enlightened person, may still choose to do exercise, may still choose to eat protein, may still choose to, but the person knows very clearly that the improvement will come where? Okay? Improvement will come to the body, improvement may come to the mind, improvement it may come, but wherever it comes, the improvement comes, that improvement is not in I. It is because I is Purna. So the need to use free will is gone. The urge, the need, that kind of need is gone. So Swamiji says, free will is a product of ignorance. Why is free will a product of ignorance? Because as we saw, that we will need to make choices if we think that I is not okay, and then we need to improve that I. Then to improve that I, we will have to make some choice, iti. And so then we will use our free will. So that's why Swamiji is saying free will is a product of ignorance. Because when we are identified with the limitation of body or limitation of mind, then we will seek to improve either the body or the mind. Or we are identified with the limitation of a situation, we will seek to improve the situation. Yeah, the identification of I is with the limitation, and therefore naturally we will seek to improve that. Therefore, it is being said that free will is a product of ignorance. If ignorance is there, then there will be free will. Yeah, person will. So this is a very, very, you know, sort of an important topic, also deepening our understanding of what Purnatvam is and how Purnatvam and I are not separate. The I is Purna, Purna is I. Jnani who has that kind of discovery or realization or recognition, okay, that person is free of free will, is free of free will. So the freedom from the need to exercise this free will, freedom from the need to exercise free will is the only freedom. Wow. That means the Jnani now goes along with his prarabdha or goes along with Ishvara Ichcha. There's no resistance anymore. You know? ठीक है. ठीक है. A lot of acceptance is there. Iti. So he points out in the next sentence, free will doesn't mean true freedom. Free will does not mean true freedom. Many times, wherever the dog is barking, no, please mute your phone. आपके घर में डॉग बार्क करे तो म्यूट कर लो आपके फोन. हाँ, just for few minutes till the doggy gets शांत. Doggy is using his free will, to bark. He says, I don't care who gets disturbed. वो मेरा concern नहीं है. I want to bark, I will bark. So usually we think free will is, free will means that I should have the freedom to do whatever I want, ना? Usually बच्चे क्या बोलेंगे? I have the freedom to do whatever I want. मुझे जो चाहिए मैं करूँगा, जैसे चाहिए मैं करूँगा. So that is not freedom. Iti Swamiji says, free will doesn't mean true freedom. We should understand that the exercise of free will is a mark of bondage. Now you look at it. Okay, I'll ask you something. Now Jnani, he wants to do Loka Sangraha. He is using his free will to do Loka Sangraha because he need not do it. He can sit quietly. He doesn't have to do Loka Sangraha. But he is doing Loka Sangraha. Is he not using his free will? Again, unmute, uncle.
He is making use of only prarabdha. No, not free will.
Exactly.
It is Ishwar Ichcha.
It's Ishwar Ichcha, and notice that it is not centered on his I.
Not
He
centered.
doesn't think that I am going to be better by doing this Loka Sangraha. There's no ego involved in it. कि मैं लोक संग्रह करूंगा तो मुझे पुण्य मिलेगा, वो भी नहीं है. मैं लोक संग्रह करूंगा तो लोग मुझे अच्छे बोलेंगे कि कितना अच्छा आदमी है, वाह वो क्या कर रहा है, सोसाइटी के लिए कितना सब कर दिया. Those kind of things don't, have no play in his thinking at all. Iti. It is Ishvara Ichha that Loka Sangraha should happen through him. It is happening through him. Iti. Hmm? So as long as his I is not involved in that, look, in whatever he is doing, his I, that I will be better. Iti. So as I pointed out, the Jnani may also still do exercise. He may still eat his good protein food, etc., etc. Yeah, but that doesn't mean exercise of free. So exercise of free will, each person can only understand what is their exercise of free will. Yeah, only your own heart knows where you are coming from and what is motivating you to do something. Iti, each one only knows their own heart. You're not here to judge anybody. Although free will is thought to be a sign of freedom, the fact that I need to express my free will, here the important word is the fact that I need. Yeah, there is a need. It's a binding need. To express my free will shows the bondage. Iti. When I say this is my right, this is what I want, this is what I will do, it shows that there is a compulsion to exercise my freedom, because I have put a little note. I think only then I will be free. Because my thinking is, now that I will be better, I will be free, I will be more Purna if I do something. And therefore then I say, this is my right. मुझे ये करना ही चाहिए. Iti. Then the exercise of free will, my goodness, look at Swamiji. He is giving real punches. The exercise of free will presupposes kartrutva and bhoktrutva. True. Because bhoktrutva means when you have the thought that I will be better, it is bhoktrutva. And then I will be better if I do this, and then you go do that, that is kartrutva. Iti. So kartrutva and bhoktrutva are involved in the exercise of your free will when you think that I will be better. This I of mine is going to be better. Iti. Then in the next, any comments you want to comment? You want to ask question? Welcome. I'll try. Soni uncle, any questions?
No, it is clear.
Okay. Now let's look at the next one. The wise person has no will. What is the will of a wise person? Bhati uncle, that net is not working, I think. What is the will of a wise person? It says no will. Lord Krishna knows that only a person who has free will can violate the law. This is Swamiji is addressing something else, because many people think that the wise person now कुछ भी कर सकता है, कुछ भी करेगा. He can be immoral. In one of, I remember when we were doing 6-month course, so Pujya Swamiji was teaching us Tattva Bodha or something. Kartrutva Bhoktritva ki ye ai. So one foreigner, he gets up and says, Swamiji, if I murder somebody, I did not murder anybody. This young boy, from 22, 23-year-old, ऐसे बोलता है कि Swamiji, that means if I murdered somebody, I don't murder anybody. So many people think like that, no? If you are ज्ञानी, तो फिर आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो, क्योंकि आप में ये कर्तृत्व नहीं है. तो मर्डर हो गया हमसे, इति wise person can just about go and do anything. So Swami is addressing that. Okay, Lord Krishna knows that only a person who has free will can violate the law. Why will somebody violate the law? Why should somebody violate the law?
He violates the law only to get some happiness.
Exactly. That means he thinks he is not happiness.
Not happy. He is not happy.
That's what. So only that person will violate the law. You know, he has already assumed I am not happiness. I am not Ananda. I am not Sachidananda. And therefore, I need to do something to be Sachidananda, to be Ananda. And so he may violate the law. Iti. So Lord Krishna knows that only a person who has free will can violate the law. If he has free will, it means he is having apurnata. If he is having apurnata, he can violate the law. Iti. Only human beings can violate the law. Dogs and cats cannot violate it because they don't have free will. Thus, Sri Shankaracharya says, Pashwadibhischa avisheshat, meaning human beings are not different from cats and dogs. Okay, or rather, a wise person is not different, much different from animals in as much as he doesn't have free will. The difference is that animals do not have free will, whereas the wise person has grown out of the need for free will. Very beautiful. Eh? He has grown out of the need for free will. Lord Krishna says this person can do anything because he knows very well that the person cannot violate the law. Yeah, he will not violate the law because there's no need inside him to violate the law because he knows himself to be Purna. Very, very important portion, I can say. Yeah, this is called Vidvat Sannyasa. Hmm? Otherwise, uh, there can be a lot of misuse of this knowledge. Once you say, I'm not a karta, I'm not a bhokta, and it is just lip service for you, then you can misuse that knowledge, like anything. You can go against the law, you can go against the norms of society and do, all kinds of adharma iti with this kind of wrong understanding. So it is a rare thing for a person to be a gnani is a very rare being, and if you play lip service only to knowledge, so it's not only about knowing, it's about being. It's not, this knowledge is not just an intellectual knowledge which you have read and then, now you can go and teach somebody else or किसी को बता सकते हैं. It's about you. You are now a living embodiment of that knowledge. That takes time. Understanding the Shastra, etc., etc. We are all bright people. Mostly dharmic people. It's not a problem. Understanding Shastra is not really that much of a problem. But embodying Shastra can take time. Yeah, it can take a long time. Yeah. So then he says, this is called Vidvat Sannyasa. It is sannyasa in the primary sense. It is sannyasa that Vedanta teaches. Sannyasa as a lifestyle becomes a means for that. Because one gives up all duties, relationships, and everything. And then the person can enjoy some leisure. Mind is now free. It's not occupied कि मुझे ये करना है, वो करना है. It's not distracted by the needs of various duties and preoccupations. When you give up for the sake of knowledge, gaining knowledge, Vividisha Sannyasa. Whereas this Vidvat Sannyasa is about the Jnani who has recognized Purnatvam. Okay? That Purnatvam and him are not different. Iti. So that person is free of free will. Iti. So this is Vividisha Sannyasa is where you take sannyasa for the sake of gaining the knowledge. So that is Vividisha Sannyasa, the sole purpose of which is to give the mind the leisure it needs to pursue the knowledge. Okay. So now, oh, Bhati uncle has gone off again. Maybe you can read, Sonia uncle.
Okay.
The purpose of sannyasa is knowledge.
The purpose of sannyasa is knowledge. These four qualifications are meant for gaining the knowledge, and that knowledge is obedience in the self. This is gained by having an abiding mind as well as an educated mind. Education comes from Shravana, listening to the Shastra, Manana, deliberating upon the meaning of the Shastra, and Nidhi Dhyasana, contemplation upon what has been understood. For this, one's mind must be available. For the mind to be available for Shravana and Manan, it should be free from demands and duties. So sannyasa is a convenient setup. It is like being a scientist who spends the whole day in the laboratory. People wherever who are totally dedicated to their pursuit are sannyasis. Is that says doctors, musicians, artists, whosoever they are. At 4 o'clock in the morning, the musician starts his practice. He does not bother about what happens to his surroundings and so on. That dedication, which is an element of sannyasa, is there in anybody who wants to accomplish something worthwhile. Nothing worthwhile can be accomplished unless one dedicates and devotes oneself to that. Naturally, it requires one to disengage from other things. But here, in the case of self-knowledge, you are required to disengage totally. This is why permission for karam sannyasa is given by the scripture, that is uparati.
Yeah. So he has given one more meaning of uparati as sannyasa. Okay. Okay. So would you, this was quite a bit of concept to absorb. So we have gone through 50 minutes of the class, actually 45 minutes. We can stop here or we can continue. You choose. Now, after this is a long section. Means like 2.5 pages. I think we can continue next time. Yeah, better. This is a lot of thinking. Do read this portion again, okay? And if you have questions, ask on the group and I'll try to answer. Yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.